Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. We thank you so much for stopping by. We really do. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy day to spend a little bit of time with us. Maybe you got you a fresh cup of coffee or water or hot tea or whatever you're drinking and spend a little time with us this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're watching it.
I had to take the price tag off my cup.
Oh.
Yes, we thank you so much for stopping in. And we truly appreciate the support you guys have given us. We really didn't think anybody would want to watch this, but apparently they like it.
So they're here. Let's start off with your coffee cup. So what is that?
So I got my Mother's Day gifts from Gary and the kids earlier today. A little early.
I did not trust the kids. I don't trust the kids as far as I can throw them.
I've trained them well.
And no. I think they would tell in an instant.
Oh, Ransom would tell in 5 seconds.
So when we went and got all the Mother's Day stuff, we came home and we surprised her as soon as we could. So stay tuned for
I was really surprised too. I had no idea.
Well, not even a hint of an idea.
Well, you told me you guys might get some stuff while you're going, but I had no idea I was going to pull up and it was all going to be out there.
So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. So
on Walker Farm Fam, on the main channel.
On our main channel, because you'll see Cassie getting her coffee mug and all the other fun stuff that we were able to get for her.
I'm still waiting for that one thing I wanted.
You got me. What else could you have? What else could you ask for?
I was just teasing. I was going to see if you would say, "Oh, I got it for you," because I don't know what it would be.
In all reality, you need to ask your kids because they're the ones that's supposed to be getting you presents.
They ain't got no money.
Not me.
As soon as they get money, they spend it.
They're broke. All right. So, happy Mother's Day in advance. Tomorrow to all you moms out there. And again, stay tuned in our Walker Farm Fam main channel video because we wish you all a happy Mother's Day again.
Yeah. And thank you to our mothers for being amazing mothers.
Yeah.
I told Gary we weren't going to talk too much about it because I'd cry, and I'm tired of crying.
So she doesn't want to cry. So we'll move on to our topic for the night.
I'm a crybaby in real life.
Are you going to cry about our topic?
I won't cry about this. That's why I picked this subject.
So today we want to catch everyone up on our trip to Alaska. So if you don't know or didn't know, we have a trip planned towards the end of this month, the end of May 2021. And we're going to be flying into Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska to be specific, from our state of Oklahoma, and we have an RV rented. So we'll be driving an RV, 31-footer.
Do I get to drive it?
I put myself as the driver because you have to go watch the online video.
Oh,
if you want to do that.
I can watch a video.
Okay, if you want to.
I don't want to drive it.
We'll add her as the driver.
I have to drive a school bus every so often.
You do have a CDL, which you don't have to have one for this, but.
Oh, you don't?
Mm-mm. So, we're flying into Alaska, we're getting an RV, and we're going to be driving around for 10 days.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
We are really excited.
But we're so excited because we have been planning this trip for a year and a half.
2 years.
2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Has it been that long? I guess it has.
Yeah. So we've, because I booked our flights and our RV a year in advance.
So in 2019?
And so in 2019 is when I booked this. And then as you know what happened in 2020, we don't even have to say the word. It happened and we were canceled. We were done. We weren't going.
It happened like a month before it. The kids were so devastated because we've been talking about it so much. They were so excited. And then a month before...
Month or two, yeah, it got real serious. And we had to postpone.
Well... It got serious in March or whatever, but I thought by May, I was like, there's no way this is going to still be happening. I even told people, this is not going to be still happening in May. It's still happening.
It's still happening. So, we had to cancel our trip to Alaska. And we were able, luckily, to get our money back from the airlines. We were able to extend our reservation because we had already put money down for our RV. we're able to push that out up to a year. And so we're back on, and we're planning to go at the end of this month. But catching you guys up. So the whole reason that we started even talking about going to Alaska was one of our good friends.
Yep, my, I almost said ex-volleyball teammate. I guess she's an ex-teammate, but she's still a friend.
An old friend, an old volleyball teammate.
Yeah, I played college volleyball, and one of my teammates, Juju, is from Brazil originally. We had went and visited her and her husband. They were living at the time in Louisiana. They were telling us all about Alaska because her husband's family, some of them live there, and our teacher's there. And they were like trying to talk us into moving there.
Yeah, they wanted us to move.
Gary was on board, and I'm like,
I'm still on board, by the way. So we might be moving to Alaska. Just stay tuned for that. I'll tell you why later.
I think that's why I planned this trip, was to talk me into it. But so fast forward, I don't remember how long, she texts me, calls me or whatever, and she's like, hey, we're moving to Alaska. And I was like, well, we will come visit you. So we started planning. They moved there. She's a physician's assistant. He is a teacher and coach. And they moved there. We planned a vacation. We got all excited, and then it got canceled.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the main reason why we're going to Alaska. I mean, we've heard lots of stories how beautiful it is.
We've always said we're going to take an Alaskan cruise or do something, but I never dreamed we would take a trip with the whole family to Alaska, not on a cruise ship. Yeah, so we actually, on our 10-year anniversary, we had planned to go to Alaska on a cruise, just me and Cassie, and it didn't work out because we had a new foster child at the time. Ransom was a baby, I think.
Yeah,
and we were still fostering him, and with the timing and his age and stuff, we just didn't feel comfortable doing it, so we decided not to.
Yeah, so we canceled that. We never did book it or anything. We
just had talked about our entire 10 years of marriage. When we hit 10 years, we're going on an Alaskan cruise, and then it came time, and neither one of us felt good about doing it.
Yeah, so fast forward to this, we are going, and we could not be more excited. Especially after the last year we've had.
Yeah.
We couldn't be more excited about actually getting to go to Alaska and getting to see all the animals, the wildlife, everything.
And the people who have followed us for a while know, or if you followed recently and watched some of our recent videos, that we do have some foster children placed in our house, and lots of people are worried about what's going to happen with that. We've worked out all the details. It seems like stuff keeps getting thrown our way when it's time to go to Alaska, but we have worked out all the details, and it is taken care of. So
yeah, and a lot of times we have to remind ourselves of this, and I think it's a good time to remind them of this, is that whenever you do foster care, and we touched a lot on foster care in our last video, so I won't go too much, but you really have to put those children's interests first, and their current interest is reunification with their family. So priority number one is for them to be reunified with their family, and that means they have to attend weekly visits. Mm-hmm. They have to go and they have to visit their siblings.
Well, they can't go out of state.
They have to visit their family, and they can't go out of state. Mm-hmm. So it really is the best interest. Even if we could take them, the right thing to do right now is for them to be here and to be with their family. And trust me, we lined up a family ourselves for them to go stay with if it needs be, or the foster care workers will also have an option. So they won't be going with us. I know a lot of people ask that question, but at the same time, it's really best for them. So one of the things we thought we would do with our Alaska trip is share a potential itinerary, because we know a lot of you have either traveled to Alaska in the past, and maybe you know a spot along the road or a restaurant to one of these areas that we're going to talk about that you're like, hey, if you're going to Alaska, you have to stop.
Yeah, because all we know is what Google tells us.
Yeah, we've got Freddy's Catfish Kitchen on milepost 58. You have to stop and try.
Catfish a thing in Alaska?
Probably not. But you know, something like that.
Itchy all of a sudden. I'm sorry.
Something like that. If there's something that you hear say it is,
or like you're going there. No, don't go there. I've been there and it's horrible.
Yeah, let us know.
We told my friend Juju what we had planned on doing and things we had seen, and she's like, "No, they're coming with us."
Yeah,
and she was like, "No, we are not going there. I've heard horrible stories," and we're like, Google said it was good.
Well, we don't, and that's the thing. When you go to a state like that, it's so big. I mean, Alaska is the biggest state in the country, obviously, but it is massive, and we're gonna, we don't want to cover ground just for the sake of covering ground. We want to go to places where we can see and we can do things that we wouldn't have the chance to do here, wildlife that we wouldn't see here, and that type of thing.
Her thing was, she said all of Alaska pretty much looks the same.
Well, I mean,
or something like that.
You have inland and you have coast.
Well,
and
so she was saying, don't drive all over the world to see these popular towns, places, when we can do some of the same things in the same area that maybe are safer or not as touristy or things like that. Yeah. So we have that on our side. She kind of knows
I think it's a huge benefit having her on our side because she knows the lay of the land. She's been there and she's seen some things they've liked. And also we'll get to stop at their house a couple times because our RV, we'll need to.
They have a clean out thing or something?
Yeah, they have a place to clean it out and they have a electric to hook it up to. Yeah. And they also have a big house, so our kids might want to hang out there.
She doesn't want to leave their house. But let's get into it, or this is going to be a long video.
If they want to watch, they'll watch. So, day one, we're looking at going to Beluga Point and the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center and Hatcher Pass. So I looked up the Conservation Center. It's like a huge place with all kinds of different animals that are local. Is
that the videos Juju sent me of her and Ben going there?
Maybe.
There was like walruses or something?
Yeah, all kinds of animals. So I'm looking forward to that because obviously they have a lot of different animals we don't have here, and I think the kids will enjoy that.
And it's not like going to the zoo.
Yeah. The next day we're looking at Matanuska Glacier and Sheep Mountain for food. I don't know what that must be a restaurant or maybe just a place to eat.
I don't know. I told her I wanted some good seafood.
And then now China. So that's that place they call home, and so we'll be staying there. Day 3 and 4, again staying around their home, but going to an Alfred Creek ATV place, and maybe preparing some food for our next days away for the trip.
That's the other good thing about having Juju. She's a good cook, and cooks things you would never think of for like packing purposes and things. And so she's originally from Brazil. She has a different culture and a different way of doing things. But
you guys are gonna love meeting her. Maybe we can do a catching up.
She's gonna think this is weird.
You're gonna do a catching up with the Walkers, and we're gonna try to have Juju right here between us. Okay?
Maybe.
Deal?
Okay.
Deal. Like I can't wait, and you guys are gonna love her because I love her.
Mazzy loves her.
Yeah.
Mazzy's only met her. They've met 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, but she's a blast.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing that. Day 5, Thompson Pass, Valdez. So we're going to Valdez, Alaska.
I feel like I can't even say these places.
So, a lady I work with lived in Alaska, and I was saying some of these, and she was like, "I've never heard it called Denali." Other than that show,
what do they call it?
Molly with the in Denali. She said Denali is what they call it.
The show says it weird?
They say Denali.
And they call it Denali?
Denali. Anyway.
Isn't there a Denali car?
I think it's like a GMC, like a upscale.
But did they name it after that?
I think so.
But everyone calls it anyway.
Denali. This is what she said. She's a local though, like she's an Alaskan. So, what do you know? So Thompson Pass, Valdez, Alaska. So if you know anything in Valdez that we need to just make sure and stop by and see, then let us know. McLaren River Lodge is where we go next day. I looked that up. They have this thing where you take like a mile or a couple mile hike, and you go hike down the river, and they have these tents set up for like staying overnight. But it's like a really nice, not really glamping, but it's one step above camping.
Like those. What's those white cowboy like tents called?
Yeah, like a big an army type tent.
Yeah, what's it? Canvas tents.
Yeah, like canvas tents. So they have that, and they have fishing and all kinds of berry picking
and
stuff like that. Mazzy can ride on my back. It's happened before. We're gonna make it.
Mazzy.
I want our kids.
Does not love the outdoors, but Mazzy does love hiking when it's within her ability.
And I want our kids to experience things and be pushed a little bit out of their comfort zone, which I think the airplane ride will get them right away. I don't think they'll be comfortable.
To the glacier, do we have to ride the big boat? Because Mazzy did not want to do that, but...
I don't know. We'll see. Mazzy's just going to have to roll
Gary
the punches.
told Mazzy we were going to ride a big boat and a train, and she said, I'm not. And Gary's like, well, people are just going to have to listen to you kick and scream while you get on there. She is our child who doesn't want to do things, but once we talk her into it and give her time and she does it, then she loves it and wants to do it a million times. And it's usually if we go somewhere, we're going to be there 2 hours. She waits to the last 10 minutes to finally try it, and then she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, she's slow to get there, but when she's there, she loves it. So
yeah. This will be a good trip for her.
We're hoping that she'll get stretched a little, just like everybody, and we're going to have fun no matter what. I'm going to be that dad.
No matter what.
Your kids are going to have fun. We're going to have fun. So the next couple days, we're going to be in Denali National Park.
Molly and Denali.
Or Denali, however you want to say that. And we'll be doing different activities there. So that's one thing. My friend that I work with that's from Alaska, she said that if it was her, she wouldn't go that far north to Denali at that point. She would go south because there are all kinds of wildlife. And she said a lot of them...
Juju said she wouldn't go to Denali either.
She said a lot of them...
Why does the TV talk it up so much? Mazzy has her heart set to go to Denali.
I don't think she... I mean, it's just one show that's the
Actually,
name.
She wants to see more of the Northern Lights, and it's not that time, is it?
Lori Borealis. Mazzy loves the idea of seeing the Northern Lights. But, so she said she would go south because there's a lot of wildlife, like having caribou, elk, different things having their babies. And she said a lot of them have twins. She said whenever you drive south and you take that drive, you'll see a lot of coastal and a lot of blue water on the coast and different things. So we can tell Juju we're open to downing Denali.
You guys, if you've ever been there, that's the second person from there that has said pass up Denali, whatever it is. So let us know, because there's no reason to go somewhere just because of the hype or the name or because there's a cartoon about it.
Again, and it's a huge state, so if we don't see it all this time, we'll definitely be able to go sometime in the future.
Your kids want to go to the beach next.
Well, I'm not saying next year.
And Disney World.
I mean like 5 years, and it's going to be a long time before I'm in Disney World. That's one of the last places I want to be. It might be the happiest place on earth, but it's all...
But not if Gary goes.
It's all manufactured fun. I want Mother Nature.
I've been there twice. It was all right.
I haven't been there, and if I die tomorrow or die without going, I'll be okay with it. So after that, Talkeetna, which is kind of just south of Denali, and it is...
You're going to call it that now, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I have to.
Okay.
Talkeetna, and then there's a lot of stuff to do there. That's what she said. And then back to Anchorage, which that's the biggest city there. So there's tons of stuff, museums, different things to see around.
We have
Anchorage.
10 days, correct?
Yes, so we have 10 days of there on the ground driving around. We have 2 days of travel. So we're taking about 12 days vacation. This is the longest vacation I've ever been on in my entire life. You've ever been on a 12-day vacation?
I would think not.
Okay, well, so...
If you haven't... Only vacations we did as a kid was we went to Silver Dollar City for a few days. So since we've been married, if this is the longest one, then that's the longest.
I think our cruise, our honeymoon, seven
Did
days.
we do a 10-day cruise, or they were just 7?
Those were 7 days.
Oh.
But we traveled a couple days, so it was like we were on 9.
Oh, that one year when we went to all those states, we were gone for 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we did a huge road trip that went out east to Tennessee, and then North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, all the way down to Florida, back through New Orleans and Texas. Like, it was a big circle.
Yeah.
That was like a 10.
It was 9 days. We did 9 states in 8 days.
Okay. So this is the longest Walker Farm vacation we've ever been on. And we are really excited, though. Like I said, we've had this plan for so long. And if you have any recommendations after hearing our potential plan for traveling, let us know. Because we haven't been there. The only thing we know is...
And we can change it day to day.
Yeah.
Like, if we start driving and we're like, take a detour. We can do whatever we want.
And
we can kick Juju out. No, I'm just kidding.
We would not kick you out, Juju. So one of the beauties of having this RV is we unpack once, We pack our clothes into the RV, and then that's it. We can go and drive. And Juju talked us into that because they said that rental cars are really expensive. Lodging is expensive because there's just a more or less shortage of it. There's not enough to go around in the busy traveler season. So when you rent an RV, you can drive wherever you want, and you have...
Well, originally we were just going to stay with them, and she's like, but rent an RV because it was cheaper, I think, and if you guys wanted to camp somewhere, and you can just camp anywhere you want along the road is what she has told us. And so that's what we did, and then we talked her and her family into going, so it's going to be us, our 3 kids, Juju and her husband Patrick, and their son Ben, so it's going to be fun.
Well, and the RV sleeps 11, and so that's only 8 people total. So the way I saw it, everybody pretty much has their own sleeping area. The couples and the bigger beds, we have bunk beds for, say, Mazzy and Ranger, and then the couch.
The one that's
and
up
the table
above, is that the big bed, or are they going to have to climb up there?
So that's one big bed, and then the one in the back is a big bed.
So should it be nice and us climb up there, or make them climb up there?
We'll talk about that later.
Well, she's pregnant.
Okay. I mean, I don't care who, where. So as long as we're there, it's going to be fun. We're excited and looking forward to it. So now let's move into the planning and praying part. So planning, what has been some of our future videos, and what are we planning on for some of the next? So we'll do the past ones first. Some of our last ones was the car show. So if you guys saw that video where maybe we found Cassie's potential next minivan, her station wagon, I thought that was a really cool car. I love those old station wagons, and that's what they were, as grocery getters.
Someone said it was a very rare car, so I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. And there were tons of nice cars there.
Yeah, Gary had a lot more footage. I cut it down because there was a lot of footage, but also they were playing music in the background, and that will demonetize you. And anyway, so he had a lot more footage of a lot more cars, but I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to watch 10 minutes of cars, but those people who like cars probably would have.
I could watch 10 minutes of cars all day, but that's just me. So how you guys raised a lot of money in the concession, right? And yes. I don't know, we didn't really say how involved Cassie was with the concession, but that's why she wasn't really on the video.
I didn't leave the concession all day
because she was like busy most of the time.
The teacher in charge of the car show wanted me to go judge some cars with some students, and I was like, I can't really do that. So Paige's mom, who was working the lemonade stand, she did that for me and went and judged cars with students so that we could do the concession. But it was amazing. I never expected us to raise as much money as we did, selling cinnamon rolls and breakfast burritos and hamburgers and hot dogs and drinks. And so all of that went back to our students for their basketball team and some future things we got going on. So that was such a blessing that people supported us that well.
Biggest turnout ever, they said.
Yep.
So for
most cars we've ever had.
As far as that car show goes, it was the best turnout ever, and I think it was a good timing because a lot of them car shows still aren't going on. Yep. I mean, there's a few that have been canceled, and it's still kind of early in the year. You saw us go over to Rangers and ran some soccer games. So soccer is actually over for Ranger.
Ransom has one more game.
And Ransom has one last game. So it was canceled this weekend, but next weekend should be his last game. So we're going to be kind of transitioning. It's actually a good timing with the new additions to our family, the new little angels we've got. They take extra time just as a whole new family to get adjusted.
You wouldn't think feeding 2 more kids and clothing 2 more kids and bathing 2 more kids and brushing 2 more kids' teeth would be that much, but it is.
It is. It adds an extra time everywhere. So it's kind of nice though that Rangers soccer's winding up because that's 2 practices a week plus one game a week.
He got asked to play on a indoor soccer team, but we didn't know then we were going to have more children in the home, but we just didn't feel good about it. And Gary's like, I would like to go do some fishing and go do this and that. And so we opted out of that and told them thank you so much for asking him, but no. And now I'm so glad we didn't do it because it would have been nuts.
And it would have been a commute to Tulsa, which I already drive to Tulsa now that I'm working back in the office. So I'm up there 5 days a week. So, I mean, whenever you have this many kids, you kind of got to balance it all. And so we're playing a balancing act for sure. And then you saw us go and get pigs. So Ranger and I made a long road trip down to Texas, and we had a lot of fun. Ranger and I probably played no less than 30 games of tic-tac-toe and at least 16 games of hangman.
And there was no fights because you both are competitive.
No, when it's just Ranger and I, we get along like...
So am I the problem?
No, you're not a problem. But we get along really well. He likes to joke around a lot, and
he's gonna sing that song for you guys too.
Yeah, Gravy on a Bucket Lid. He's got this song that he learned on a trip to Branson or somewhere. So
with some friends.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to sing it, and I think I'm almost got him there. I might have to pay him. It might cost you guys about $5, but if I can get him to sing it, you guys are gonna love it because he cracks me up with it. But he.
And I was really looking forward to going to get the pigs because I was hoping to meet Tobin and Shanna, but it turns out it didn't work out with their schedule as well. But also I really wanted to go to Buc-ee's. And so if you don't know what that is, because some of you guys was like, what is Buc-ee's on our Walker Farm Fan video? But it is a huge gas station with hundreds of gas pumps.
It's like the size of a Walmart.
The inside, like people go there to buy gifts and things, and it's just amazing. Their food is good, and it's unreal.
You'll like a normal gas station I walk into my family with, I'm like, well, I might spend $20 or $30 in junk. You'd be lucky to get out of there at $150. Like, you are very lucky to leave with no less than $150 to $200 with our family. So
Gary,
I was kind of glad it wasn't on our way.
Well, they thought it was going to be right off the road, and it wasn't, so they didn't go. But guess what Shanna told me? You were like 10 or 15 minutes.
It was like 15 miles further, but you have to realize
you weren't driving.
We had drove 4.5 hours, so I'm not going to drive another 15 or 20 minutes to a gas station.
You would have if I was with you.
No, we needed to turn around. No, if you were with me, yes, we would have, because we would have babysitters at home. But like, we needed to get home. We needed to get the pigs unloaded. Yeah. We had a lot of stuff we had to do, so. We'll go back to Texas. There's going to be multiple opportunities to travel through Texas, and we'll go back to Buc-ee's. So it's not the end of the world.
And we'll take y'all along with us that don't know what Buc-ee's is.
We'll bring you next time. So we got that
cue card there,
and it's my notes because I just wanted to say kind of what we did in the past in planning. So Hidden Heights Farm, they came over and got 4 pigs because they couldn't find any here either. So
and people are like telling us we should breed them because if it's such a shortage. So there are pigs here. People are wanting an arm and a leg for them. But also when you find affordable pigs, they're gone in like 30 minutes from people posting them on different sites. Or you can only find 2 or 3. And we were looking for a lot, and Kevin and Rachel were looking for a lot. So it was just hard to find. They had been looking for us, and we had been looking for them, and it just wasn't working.
Well, and part of the problem, if you just buy 2 from one person and 2 from another person, you might get 2 30-pound pigs and then 2 80-pound pigs. And then you got problems in the pen with them, not eating equally. So I really like to try to buy all the same size pigs. I like to, get them from somebody that we halfway trust. So finding a friend, 5M.
Yeah, they've got several pigs from these people. They live right down the road from them, and they're family friends. But this guy raises really premium quality. Which someone commented and was like, "Those are some good looking pigs." They were like Cole show pigs. He raises some amazing show pigs, and then these are the ones that didn't make the cut for show quality. So we were happy to find some good quality pigs, and we know they're not sick and things like that. So it just really worked out. It was a drive, but I think maybe we should always get our pigs from him and go to Buc-ee's.
I wouldn't mind going back down there if I go with you next time.
Okay.
Well, I could go with Ranger again. It was fun. So that was a fun trip. Hopefully you guys got to watch that video. And as far as what's coming up, Mother's Day. So look forward for that video.
My cup is empty now, but
Cassie's new cup. And just a big thank you to all the mothers out there that all the jobs you do are endless. Like, we can't say enough.
You're telling me.
Thank you to my mom, to the Cassie's mom, to grandmas, everybody that helps and just is there for us. So we appreciate it. So the other thing you want to look for in the next video is the bicycles that we went and got, because one of you guys, or two of you guys, or three of you out there dropped us some money in our PayPal account and said, hey, we just wanted to give this to you, use it for whatever. Well, I had already talked to Cassie the day before about a bicycle for each of them, because I said every kid has to have their own bicycle.
And one that they get to pick out, or not just, hey, we got a blue one over there that the dog chewed the seat off, go ride it.
Yeah, because we had one of those.
Yeah.
But having these kids and having them here, whether it's for a week or a month or 6 months, I thought it would be great to go ahead and get them a bicycle, especially with summer coming up and all the time they're going to have to ride. And it made it that much easier of a decision whenever you guys helped out with that. So thank you so much for that. But look for that, and you won't be able to see their smiling faces. Ransom also got one because he's
outgrowing his that he has been riding, and the dog chewed on that one too.
Yeah. So he also got a bicycle. So look for his smiling face. But Thank you guys so much. It means the world to us that you just watch our videos, and it really means the world to us more than anything you could ever do for me when you do something like that for those children that we have in our home, because they are little angels, and we are very thankful for what you guys did. And the very last thing,
can't talk about our cry.
No. Praying.
Yes, praying. I can't talk about that. We thank you guys for praying for all the prayer requests we have mentioned in the past. And also, a lot of you leave prayer requests down in the comments. We read every one of those. We pray for you for those. And so I hope you guys, as viewers, go down and read those as well. And maybe you can encourage someone down below. So I usually try to throw a specific thing out there. But this week, I would like you to focus on praying for those mothers who maybe don't have their children for whatever reason, like our angels we have. This will be a Mother's Day that won't be easy because of someone's bad choices, but hopefully reflecting this Mother's Day and being able to overcome bad choices and wanting to do better. So just be in prayer for those mothers out there for whatever reason they don't have their children. Maybe it wasn't bad choices, or maybe it was unfortunate things or accidents or whatever. But my heart right now is for those who have made bad choices and got their kids taken away, or for whatever reason. So be praying for those mothers. For me, it's hard because I want to be, oh, why'd you make that choice? Why'd you do that to those kids? But also need to be praying for them that they would overcome those challenges.
Yeah, we've never walked a mile in their shoes, and we cannot say anything about them as far as how they wound up to where they're at. The only thing we know is that God can take them from where they're at and completely change them. What does your cup say? So, impossible is God's starting point. So if anybody out there, any mom especially, that's watching this and thinking that it's impossible, they haven't seen their kids, or maybe it's something else that,
or your kid acts horrible and you think it's impossible to parent them.
Yeah. So impossible is where God starts at. So whenever you think it's impossible, nothing is impossible with God. And so that, I think, is a great way to end our video. Just hopefully leave you guys with some encouragement. If there's something bad you're going through, whatever it is, but be specifically in prayer for those moms on this Mother's Day weekend that maybe need a little prayer and lifting up.
We thank you guys so much for watching and following along, not only on Walker Farm Fam, but here on Catching Up with the Walkers. If you guys watch this, it means you really, really love us. And so we truly appreciate it. We hope we can continue to do videos and talk about different topics that are near and dear to our heart. And we just can't say thank you enough for your prayers. Those of you who have sent things, people have sent gifts, or I've got messages, be looking in the P.O. box. That is not necessary, but please know that it is truly appreciated. And Ransom, on the way home from school, he knows where that turn is. If we turn right, we're going home. If we go straight, it's the P.O. box. And if I push on my brake and he hears that blinker, Mama, you need to check the P.O. box. So he makes sure that I get it checked. And so I carry out a package. What is it? What is it? Let's open it. And I always wait until I get home to open it so we can make sure everything's good inside. But they are just truly excited. No matter what it is. Someone, and I didn't talk about it on the video, but someone sent Ransom a fire truck. I guess it was for Ransom. There was no card, no nothing. But we got a fire truck, and all the kids have been playing with it, but we truly appreciate that. He was pretty excited when he opened that up and saw it was a fire truck inside that made noise and things. So we just want to thank you guys so much. We hope that you have a blessed weekend. Make sure you call your mama up and tell her I love you and thank her for all that she's done for you. We're in prayer for you guys out there who maybe didn't have a mother who made the right choices, but know that the impossible is where God starts and he can do anything. We hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.